Awesome. Hi, everyone. Hope you're doing great. Daniel here. I'm going to be talking just briefly about the WGU Scripting and Programming Applications class. I can't dive super deep into it just because I can't, give away the answers or how the, what's it called, performance assessment should really be created for the coding assignment, but I can at least give some general points that might help someone. So let's get right into it. So I'm actually here at the WGU main page, and they recently updated their curriculum, which is why I'm just taking a look. But even despite the update, the scripting and programming applications class is still a pretty important part of the course. So we can see down here that for this class, scripting and programming applications for undergraduates explores the various aspects of the C++ programming language by examining its syntax, the development environment, and tools and techniques to solve some real-world problems. So, this class is all about C++, and I actually really enjoyed it because it was a good challenge. I think some of the WGU courses have a reputation for being a little bit easier, that you can get them done quickly. But I think this is one class that definitely takes, or at least it took me, more time than some of the other ones. So I'm actually really grateful for it because it kind of added to like the reputation of the program in my eyes, which was great. So definitely some things that I think are worth noting about this class. One is to get the basics of C++ down. The Zybooks has a lot of info about it, but if you want more of a video to go along with learning the basics, there's a ton here on YouTube, a lot of free resources to dive into the basics of C++ if you've never used C++ before. It's possible you're watching and you actually know exactly what you need to do for C++. That's great. So you might not need a basic intro video, but that's one thing. So there's a few other things that I can talk about generally for the course that are worth keeping in mind. One is it can be a little bit discouraging if you get stuck on something that you're smart enough to figure out, but it's not quite clicking for you. That's okay. Like, take a rest and then get back to it. Feel free to ask the course instructors for specific help, but really, there are just a few things that I think make the programming assignment a little bit difficult, but you know, take your time to go through it. So there are a few different things that are worth keeping in mind for the steps that need to happen. And again, I can't talk about the specifics of the assignment, but I can speak generally again, just in general terms of what I did for mine. Some things like taking a large piece of text and then breaking it up into relevant pieces of text. So that's going to involve parsing that text. So there's a few ways to do that in C++. And then you want to basically after parsing that text, it's worth figuring out a way to extract that text and put it into different places, different classes that are going to help you to go about doing what you want to do on that performance assessment. So that's just one thing to keep in mind there. But yeah, more general advice though, getting back into that for this class. I think scripting and programming foundations is a really chill course to get like the fundamentals of what's going to be happening for the applications class and in general for coding. So hopefully you get to take that before diving into the applications class. Although foundations is a lot easier than the applications. Let's see. I personally benefited from Reddit. There were a few Reddit posts that helped me conceptualize the problems a little bit better. There are a lot of suggestions from other students on Reddit who can actually point you to potential different ways to help think about the problems. So I think that's great. But again, just general overall advice, like take your time, don't get discouraged or don't get too discouraged. Feel free to ask the course instructors for any help. But yeah, that's just some general tips. Hope that helped somewhat. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments. I'm happy to respond. And thanks for watching.